Impa, congratulations.
Thank
What's
you.
it like getting back in the win column, right in your backyard?
Man, it's an honor. It's it's a privilege, when you go into an arena and you hear your name. It's a credit to all the people that are around me. And I'm just very grateful. Get back to it. I had to take some time settling in there, getting back to it, and after my last two fights, my coach Herbert said, "Don't let your old ghost chase you," right? So I think I let that happen a little bit. Andrew Sanchez is a very good fighter, vet, smart, great corner. Like I was battling his corner and listening to mine at the same time, which is pretty cool. But I was happy we were able to play that match, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be back in there.
In a weird way of looking at it, when we spoke this week, you said you were going to remind the division just about how dominant you are. Isn't that also a showing of dominance where maybe you didn't start as much or as great and fast as you'd like, but you can close the show just like that?
Yes, I appreciate you. Yeah, I was praying before the fight. I said, God, just let me show me who I am and let me show who you are through me. And man, we all fall short in life, and it's cool. God gives you that many chances. That's why He died on the cross for our sins. And I think you take that into a fighting perspective. We look at our old fights, our old shortcomings, right? And you got to remember who you are. I kept hearing them say 1-1-2, 1-1-2, and I heard it, but I wasn't seeing it, and I just had to trust it, right? And sometimes you just got to go forward and trust it before you see it, and it worked. It worked clean, and I'm very grateful. But to your point, yeah, to me that is dominance. So I think it's also dominance in your mind, saying, I don't care how round 1, 2, the whole year went, just watch when it's over.
When you face a veteran like Andrew Sanchez and you have that mentality of you're going to remind the division, how do you feel coming out of this about where your place is in a very active and busy division?
Man, I'm grateful. We'll see what we do next year. Whether it's tournament, a show, like the Champion Series. But I want to stay active for sure. Got a lot of great things going on in my life. God's really blessed me. But what you saw today will pale in comparison to what you'll see in the future.
Very excited for that. And then, Impa, just because I've been able to follow your career for so long, what's next for Impa outside? We know about the refinery. I know your parents are in town this week. I know what it means to get this win in your backyard.
Yeah.
What's next for Impa the person?
Man, Impa the person. So I'm gonna spend some time, go to California, just enjoy some time out there. Spend time with my family, the people that I love. God's really blessed me with a great crew. Obviously, see Joanna over here and everybody, but they walked me through some challenging times, right? And as we step forward to better, and I'm really stoked. In the process of starting with Ernst & Young, it's one of the big 4 accounting firms, so November 12th is supposed to be my start date, so I just got to finish up some things, and God willing, everything finishes through, but I'll be in consulting and doing finance, so I'll be doing that while I'm fighting, so I'll be active for sure. I'm going to start studying tomorrow. One of my best friends in the world who's going to be here today, Joseph Howell, it was his birthday yesterday, and he had to leave, but man, wouldn't be here without him. He wouldn't be here without him. He's helped my life in so many ways, so shout out to you, Joe. Hopefully you get this video. I'm just so grateful for the people in my life. I'm going to talk to my trainers, get some lunch with them, dinner. They walked with me through some really, really challenging times, and they never let me stop, so I appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah, but obviously, first off, congrats on your victory. Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you again, my
Thank
man.
you.
Obviously, you're a man of faith, right? Don't get too high, don't get too low.
Mm-hmm.
But what does it do to your confidence to go out there and put a stamp on a performance like you did today?
Man. Well, it's funny, right? Because you're like, yeah, I got to finish. And your coach is like, what were you doing for 14 minutes and whatever? But it challenges me to be much more disciplined and better, right? I had a great nutritionist, Lucas Cacapreta. We're working with him. He's been a big blessing in my camp in this life. And just seeing, I believe there's so much more to me as a fighter, right? And, working with Herbert on the ground, I felt comfortable. I had a feeling Sanchez would get tired. So I didn't stress. I didn't try to do anything crazy. Just stick with it. Listen to my coaches before. Maybe I would have done crazy stuff. So just to do that, it's like a B plus. But I know we can go so much better. So it challenges my confidence because I know we can be that much better.
Now it seemed like he was really wanting to initiate the grappling. He really did a good job with fighting the hands, scraping him off with the cage there.
Thank you.
Were you able? Was that something that you knew coming in that he was going to enforce that side of things, or how was the game plan really coming into tonight?
I study opponents. When I studied him, he's an accomplished wrestler, Division II champion, and a 6-time, world champion in jiu-jitsu. So he's grappling. But right here you see Herbert Burns, amazing trainer, coach. He'll make me do this one drill over and over. And I'm like, Herbert, we go to the next thing. He's like, do it again. But then you realize when you're on the ground, it's that almost felt like we were drilling. Really, I was like, okay, just be mindful because he can punch here. We talked about it. Shout out to my team at Hyder Khan. He fights on the PFL Europe side. And he was in Dubai, fought all those cards on the Belfast card. excellent training partner. Guys like Andrew, I've just been through those rounds and rounds of people. So I figured he wanted to initiate the grappling because it's a strong suit of his, but he did pretty good striking too. He was landing that jab. I had to see it. I know he wanted to land that right hand, so I was trying to see. But overall, he's a really good fighter with great coaching, and I'm glad we got the victory.
And last one for me, obviously you won the title a little bit higher of a weight class. How's the body been adjusting at 185? Obviously we fought here before, but how's been the adjustment like coming back down and having really a full year or a full season in this weight class?
Feel good to be back at 85. I saw my coach. I feel like I can go to 72. Coach D thinks I'm crazy. Feels good to be back, right? I ran into Dovelet this weekend, right? Some of these guys are bigger, but I still fight anybody. Heavyweight, Francis, where you at? You know, like it doesn't matter to me. A fight's a fight. But I do really feel good at 85, and this is probably the best I've ever felt, body-wise, head to my toes, everything, mentally, physically, spiritually. So it's a huge credit though. Like my trainers after every fight, good win or loss, they've always given me the honest truth of what I could do to get better. And I'm that kind of guy, man. I could do whatever, eat whatever, and go train. But in order to hit that next level too, I had to have people myself. We brought in Lucas, Dr. Berta, and he's been amazing. Like he was like, eat, sit down and eat. I was walking around, I was like, why aren't you eating? So it's been a big blessing. So back at 85, and I say I'm not back. I'm better than I ever was. I'm looking forward to getting better between whatever time I fight again, and you'll see, be a lot better.
Appreciate it, man. Congrats.
So 170, are you kidding about that, or is that?
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding at all. I think I could do it. I just have to be a little bit more disciplined with some things, but I'll talk to my trainers, do the test with Dr. Peacock, who's amazing too. Shout out to him. Jonathan Logan, always challenging my discipline. You don't get a fight forever, right? And I mean, I fought at 70 before. If you're the most obedient version of yourself, the most disciplined version of yourself, is something fun to see. And I think it would challenge me. It'd be challenging in my training, it'd be challenging in my life and fights, but there's so many different guys to fight from 70 to heavyweight. So I want to test those limits of the human potential.
Yeah. Is there a chance that your next fight is at 70, or you think that's something for?
I don't know. I have to talk to my trainers. They're probably going to yell at me after this, but probably 85. We'll see. But if there's an opportunity, I'll be dialed in.
And I'm assuming you want in on the next tournament for next year.
Tournament or show super fight series. I mean, you see what's this? Maybe the winner of Fabian and Dalton will fight for the title. If I can fight who's next and stay in that line to fight for the title. Fight Johnny again, then that'd be a great matchup, right? That's a fight that I really, really love. And I mean, he did great last fight, obviously till the end. Salvenstein is here today, excellent champion, a friend of mine. But either one of those guys I'd love to fight, whether it's Dalton or Fabian. But whatever the PFL shakes it up, they know I'll be ready when my name is called.
Well, what do you prefer, the championship series or those?
You're getting me stuck there. What do I prefer? I prefer the tournament because you stay active, for sure, because you can fight back to back to back and do that. But it'd be nice to fight like twice in a year. I mean, last year I fought 5 fights. The year before I fought 5 fights. This year I fought twice. So I want to really show the best version of myself, and maybe me spreading it out will be a little bit better. So I like the tournament, to answer your question, and it'll be preferred. But it might be better for me to do the champion series. We'll see what they say.
And how do you see the division shaking out? So obviously we'll see the final in a bit, and then you got Marcelo waiting for the winner, and then Johnny Eblen as well, as a player. How do you think it's all going to shake out in the upcoming months?
Man, it's a good fight in the final. Dalton talks, but he's not a bad fighter. You know, and he finds a way to win. Fabian's a sharpshooter. He's been in championship fights before. I do see Fabian getting it. We'll see. That's a good fight between Fabian and Costello. It's an interesting fight between Dalton and Costello if that's the case. Maybe the runner-up fights Johnny goes up, but I like to throw my name in the hat too. And I believe I won that first fight, and a lot of the world says it's split, whatever. But I mean, they're both excellent champions in regard. Johnny and Costello. Fabian's an excellent fighter, so is Dalton. Obviously, that's why they're here tonight. But I'd like to be next in line. If it's a fight or two to fight for the middleweight title, I'd be honored.
Last question for me. So it seems that Costello's saying that he's going to get the winner of this fight. That he wants to get the winner. So it looks like maybe not an immediate rematch with Johnny Eblen. Would you be interested in fighting?
Johnny, let's do it. Let's do it for sure. I'd be honored if Johnny's down to do it, and you know, I'd be honored to have that fight again. Make it a 5-rounder. Let's do a real title contender fight. If it's 3, it's 3, but I'm ready to go. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So I was curious, what was it like being here again, fighting here? The crowd was on your side and all. What was that all like?
That's a big honor. You know, when you're a kid and you see people fight or something, or you're coming up and fighting, you hear somebody's name being chanted. That's a different kind of feeling, right? It's like you never let it get to your head, but you're always just grateful that people come out to support you, especially in your hometown. I was born in Fort Lauderdale, grew up in Okeechobee, Florida, all over here, and then the South and North Carolina. But like Florida's a special place to me, and to come back here after losing the fight in Saudi, losing the last one to Fabian, both excellent fighters, and if Fabian pulls it together tonight, champion as well. But maybe some people want to take time off. I never do. I want to get back to it, right? I would have fought on the Charlotte card and this one if they'd have let me. But man, it's an honor. Got a lot of people that I love in that crowd, people who walked with me through some, like I said, challenging times, and here we are. And I say I'm not back. I'm better than I ever was, and I'm looking forward to improving from this point on.
And then last one for you actually answered anything. You don't want to take any time off. Are you going to do any bike riding or anything somewhere?
Do some traveling. I'll do a motorcycle ride to the Keys. That'd be fun. And then hopefully get to shoot like a motorcycle film with some guys. So that'd be fun. Maybe go like to Baja, California. So that'd be good.
First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
You kind of talked about discipline, so I'm kind of curious, what role has discipline played in your development as an athlete and as a person?
Yeah, discipline's been a big teacher, right? It's like a great mirror. To me, it's like when you lack it, it shows you what you're lacking. Easily, it doesn't care. But when you stick with it, you can have the faith no matter what negative thoughts come in your mind, right? So I've always been a pretty calm fighter, and I've never really had negative thoughts before a fight. And it was weird this time. I was like, oh, that's weird, like just like different things. But I could trust in my faith, most importantly, in Christ, and then my discipline. And Herbert would tell me, he's like, hey, don't let the old ghost chase you. Don't think about the past, right? And I think when you have discipline, you can look at those ghosts and say, I know I've done my job. It'll come through.
Yeah, you talk about faith, so you've spoken about it. How does it influence your career? Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, faith is everything, man. Like, faith is cool because, I was listening to a song by Brandon Lake. It's called Daddy's DNA, right? And it just talks about like the prodigal son story a little bit. And what I like about it is like I felt that way, right? Like you win the title 2023, you have a pretty solid 24, and you kind of lose yourself in the process. I mean, like not really trash talking, but just within yourself. I don't go to church as much. I'm always traveling, but you got to be so disciplined that. And then it's easy just to run from God and just think that you're the one doing it, and then He'll remind you, right? And then not in a bad way. I was really grateful for that because if I didn't lose my last 2 fights, maybe I'd have ruined my life. I don't know. I've been running around on a motorcycle doing whatever, but not some hardened dude, some gangster, not me at all. But I just think it's easy to forget who gave you the blessings in life, right? And if you don't give the glory back to God, you can really, really lose yourself in it. And I think I was for a while. So, but it's so cool how much like God like accepts you right back, like you're unconditionally loved, so you can be free, and that gives you the freedom to fight. You're never gonna be perfect in life. You're never gonna always have the right answer, but I always recognize that like He loves you unconditionally, and that's why I always want this platform to be. I say MMA is my ministry, so it brought me back. It brought me back for sure, and like it'll slap you in the face when you get knocked out by 2 people, so you want to do something right. But faith also lets you know, even if you fell short, you can step back in that cage in any arena of life, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, and last question, when you're walking out of the ring, what's going through your mind?
Man, the song, so I was in Cuba not long ago, and they just have fun. These people out here, like, some people might not ever get the chance to fight, but they work harder than anybody you've ever seen. They have nothing. And I was just grateful. The song it's called Purificame. It's just like talking about God purifies you. And I felt like that's what it was. It's like a purification process this past year. So I always like pick a song that like honors God, but also a song that just like speaks to my heart. And hopefully somebody in the crowd, most people here speak Spanish in South Florida, right? So I figured it'd be something that they can listen to on their own too. But when I was going to that cage and I heard my name and I was like, man, like God, like I was praying as I was walking the cage if you see the video, but I was saying, God, remind me of who I am, but more importantly, remind those of who you are through me. And it just felt good just to be free. And then he punched me in the face, punched him back, and we got into it. And I told my trainers, like, I wanted to feel it a little bit. Maybe I should have waited as long, but fought a really good opponent, and I just felt free again. Thank you.
We tried a couple of unsuccessful roundhouses, and that's eventually what you took advantage of to knock him down with the stoppage. Is that something you were anticipating?
Not really. My coach told me to stop kicking, but I just decided to go for it. So no. Listen.
Congratulations tonight. Explain to me what it's like being at Hard Rock tonight.
Being at the Hard Rock?
Yeah.
The Hard Rock's a special venue. It's really cool when you walk in and you see all these like posters of great bands and people who come here and perform before. And I get to say I've been here twice. When you pass the highway, I used to live on a farm west of Doral in a tent, right? And I'd ride the motorcycle back from Kill Cliff, and I would see this big guitar. I believe that one day I could fight it here if they had fights, but it's just like cool to actually have it happen and get 2 victories here. The Hard Rock's a special place for me. Being a South Florida guy, you know, having people from my gym come, people from Kill Cliff come, friends and family. It's a big honor. It's a big honor.
What would you say was the ultimate challenge tonight up there?
Big challenge is just trusting, right? Trusting with not my trainers, what they say, but trusting in myself again. You know, letting it go. I was kind of playing it safe, trying to find the perfect shot, rather than realizing, hey, you just love to fight, you better just go. And when we did that, the result spoke for itself. They probably could have done it earlier, but it was a good test of character.
Now that you won, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go pray. I'm gonna refine and get better. Spend time with some people that I really, really love, and just, you know, take my dog out for a walk or something, and then travel a little bit, but get right back to work. We got a lot of things to work on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad to show.
Thank you.
But real quick, I just want to follow up one thing. I feel like you were the first one to really kind of change the course and the narrative around the PFL. And I know you've won the season before, but now that they moved to the World Tournament, we're seeing so many young fighters kind of establish themselves, establish their brands within the PFL. As someone who has been a veteran here with the PFL, how do you feel that this change to the World Tournament and the production value you've seen this year from the company has kind of opened the fans to the fighters on the roster?
Man, you've seen 2 really solid fighters the PFL's built up, in Thad Jean and Alexei Pregande. I think Alexei just won, yeah. Like, they're doing the right thing. I think everybody thinks you got to go to this organization, you got to do this. PFL's representing. And I mean, I'm grateful it changed my life. I think this is my 12th or 13th fight with the PFL, which is like, in my mind, I think like, what? But there's a platform, there's an opportunity. My dad always said you have more power when you're invited than when you invite yourself, and to bloom where you're planted. And I believe when you take advantage of the opportunities given to you with the PFL, you can do a lot of great things in your life, right? I think everybody's always trying to think, I got to do this, because they're trying to seek validation somewhere else. But the staff, the PFL is amazing. They always check in. My parents told me, shout out to the PFL staff. I'm at my house chilling, and they're like, gosh, the PFL, everybody came up to us and gave us hugs. And that means more to me than even winning the fight tonight. You know, my mom is just like, she's just like glowing, because she's like, everybody from the PFL like got up from their chairs and said hello. You don't always see that everywhere, right? So to me, that means that this organization doesn't only just care about the fighters, right? But it cares about the people coming up. You always want more money, you always want this, but you got to see, like, are you invited and welcome to where you are? And I definitely say that. So, like, what they're doing with the tournament, what they're doing with this, like, I know that there's intentionality behind it, there's care, there are changes in the company, but I believe it's always going to go for the better. You just got to keep showing up as a fighter, and you'll get your opportunities.
You mentioned 170, and you just mentioned his name, the possible super fight, maybe against that Gene. Is that kill you at all?
It'd be an honor. I mean, he took 2 of my teammates out, so it'd be an honor to fight him. I bumped into him after he won his title, and I don't want to shoot him down. He's doing good things. He's a good kid, you know. He's a good young man, and if we fight, it'd be an honor. But I told him take. I'll say this. I'd say that I told him, you won the title, excellent job. Take 2 days, turn your phone off, and just focus and thank God. He's a good guy. He was actually yelling at me and coaching me in the fight, just saying the right things. I was like, appreciate you, dog. So I'm not going to go at him, but it would be an honor. If it's a fight that they would make and my body can make the cut, I definitely would.
Thanks.
Thank you.